Now, there's a couple of ways we could actually see this for real, right? So having it in our test here is cool, but I want to see it like in my MetaMask, right? Right now, if I go to NFTs, I don't see it in here. So I am going to deploy this to a testnet, but another way we could work with this is we could deploy this to Anvil. We could deploy this to our own Anvil, and we could switch over to Anvil, right? Oh, obviously my Anvil isn't up right now. We could switch over to Anvil and we could see it on the Anvil chain. If you don't want to have to wait for the testnet, if you don't want to spend the gas, I recommend that you do that. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and deploy it to a testnet. You do not have to follow along with me here, but if you want to, you can. Now, once again, though, I'm going to make a make file just so I don't have to write out those super, super long scripts here. And I'm going to save you the trouble. If you just come to the Git repo associated with this lesson, you can just copy my make file instead of having to rewrite all this stuff yourself. Copying stuff is usually pretty good. There's going to be a couple of these that don't exist yet. So actually, if you want to just copy everything down to the deploy, go ahead and do that. I'm going to paste everything in there here. It's got most of what we've already talked about. We've got our deploy script, which this is what we're going to run to deploy our basic NFT. And then let's also add a mint in here. And I don't have this, but I will add this. And this will be forward script slash interactions.s.sol mint basic NFT network args. And of course, we should write some tests before shipping this on a testnet, but I just want to show you guys what this NFT looks like. So we're going to do make deploy args. Oh, and actually make sure to add our .env. I'm going to add my Sepolia key in here and my private key. Since I'm going to be working with my make file, I don't even have to run source.env since the make file includes the .env. But now I can just run, scroll down in my make file. Let's run make deploy args equal -- network polia. And we're going to go ahead and deploy this. We're deploying our basic NFT to this contract address. Okay, great. We're gonna have to wait a little bit for it to be verified. All right, cool. After it's up, we could even go see this on Sepolia testnet. Contract is verified. Okay, very nice. We could go ahead and write contract from Etherscan, but we're gonna do it the cool programmatic way. So now that we have this, we're gonna have our broadcast folder, which is gonna have our latest run in here with our created basic NFT. And because it's in here, that's how our DevOps tool actually works. It grabs the most recent from that folder. We do need to turn FFI equals true in here, FFI equals, in order to run this command. So what we can do now, and remember, anytime you set FFI to be true, you want to just double check that the package that you have is actually going to do what you want it to do. So if we look in this lib, Foundry DevOps, we go to SRC, we can see the actual bash script that's going to be running. I guess if you're familiar with bash, you could read through this and figure this out. You drop it into, you could also copy paste this into something like ChatGPT and say, what does this code do? Paste it in. ChatGPT and most AIs are usually pretty good at bash, so it gets it right. This bash script is designed to search through JSON files in a specified directory and find the latest created contract address for a given contract name on a specified blockchain. Sure is what it's supposed to do. So, and just one more thing on this DevOps thing. So this is kind of my temporary solution to not seeing a better DevOps tool in the wild. I'm going to have in here as well, up at the top, similar to recommended testnet, I'm going to have a recommended DevOps package. So right now, the one that I'm using is the one that I made, but I'm going to have a recommended DevOps package because a couple other people are working on improvements to this. So FFI equals true. Now that we have all this, we're going to run make mint args equals -- network Sepolia, like this. And now we're going to grab that most recently deployed basic NFT and we're going to call the mint function on it. Now, while this is minting, what we can do is we can come up to our MetaMask here. We'll go to this contract address that we just deployed. We'll copy this. And once this finishes going through, once this transaction finishes going through, we can copy this address, go to our MetaMask, go to NFTs. Oh, let's actually switch to Sepolia. Go to NFTs. We'll select import NFTs, and we can paste the address, and then our token ID should be 0 because we should be the first ones to have created this, and we'll hit add, and it'll wait a little bit, and then we'll be able to see our NFT right in our MetaMask. We see our cute little doggy, and we can do whatever we want with it. We can see it's smart enough to grab this token URI. We can see the image here, and we can see the contract address on chain. We could send it. We can do whatever we want with it, right? So we can see the NFT right in our MetaMask. And this is what we would see on a marketplace like OpenSea as well. Fantastic. All right. We deployed an NFT. We can see it in our MetaMask. This is great.